Surfing. Nothing beats riding Poseidon's powerful waves as they thunder towards dry land, vibrating with such tenacity that you can't help but feel your heart beating in your chest. Yes, surfing the high tides can be exciting, but with riding such monstrous waves come risks that can cost you more than just a damaged surfboard. They can cost you your life. Here are 5 surfers that dared to brave the wild oceans, taking on some of the most terrifying waves the world has ever seen. Garrett McNamara is popularly known as the king of the surf, and for good reason too. He once held the Guinness World Record for the largest wave ever surfed. In 2011, Garrett made headlines by riding on a 78-foot wave off the coast of Praia do Norte in Nazaré, Portugal. This amazing footage shows just how cool and calculated Garrett was as he cruised into the history books. But that's not the wave that nearly cost Garrett his life. 5 years later, Garrett was invited to participate in the Titans of Maverick competition in Maverick Beach, California. And that's where fate would truly put him to the test. Easily the crowd favorite that day, Garrett had made preparations to dazzle the audience by riding monstrosities from the ocean depths, waves that would make a tsunami look like child's play. He tested the waters, flexing his expertise as he waited to begin his dance with a mighty wave from the heart of the Pacific. Before he knew it, a 50-foot wave was on its way, thundering towards the beach with malicious intentions. It all happened in a flash. The seasoned veteran found himself engulfed in a torrent of oceanic water. The fall made headlines as one of the most unpredictable and shocking falls of a champion. As for Garrett, he didn't escape his battle with the ocean's forces unharmed. A medical examination showed that the humerus head within the shaft of his upper arm had broken into pieces, leaving him with acute nerve damage. Garrett's road to recovery has been anything but easy. However, the Hawaiian-based surfer, now retired, is grateful to see another day and now spends time with his family. His memoir, Hound of the Sea, tells of a man who dared to face the king of the tides and survived. Riding the high tides is a sport that people living along the coast love to do. But it seems like Brazilians have perfected the art of dancing rhythmically and dangerously with the waves, knowing just how they move as they meander towards the coastal beach. Brazilian professional surfer Rodrigo Koxa has had a long and prosperous career navigating the high tides. It's safe to say that he has ridden his fair share of ocean titans, but none more exciting than his world record title in 2018, while riding a mammoth of a wave along the Nazaré coast, Portugal. Rodrigo rode this impressive 80-foot wave, earning him the Quicksilver XXL Biggest Wave Award by the World Surf League. While the feat was by all means outworldly, his record would later be broken by German surfing champion Sebastian Steudtner. Nevertheless, Rodrigo would credit his immense win to his family, who strongly supported him despite his near-fatal wipeout in 2014. Instead of forcing him to leave the sport for good, Rodrigo's family supported his dreams, giving him a renewed sense of purpose to work his way to the top and eventually bag a world record. Carlos Burle goes down in history as one of the most versatile and bona fide big wave surfers of our time. Yes, he might be retired now, but since his meteoric rise in 1987, Carlos has ridden some of the most breathtaking waves along the Pacific coastline. The start of his historic love affair with surfing kicks off in Pernambuco State, Brazil's largest wave zone. While he was well known around the surfing circuit, his big break came in 2001, when he rode a 68-foot behemoth of a wave on Mavericks Beach in California. At the time, it clocked in as the world record. But his record-breaking surf, one that he fondly remembers, came in October of 2013. While there was a lot of speculation about how high the wave was, Carlos is believed to have surfed a 100-foot wave off the coast of Praia do Norte in Nazaré. Attendees at the event said that the wave was undoubtedly the most intimidating force of nature that they had ever seen. Some witnesses claimed it was so large that it nearly blanketed the entire beach in darkness. Yet somehow, Carlos managed to edge it out. When asked about the actual size of the wave, Carlos vehemently stated that he didn't want to be the one to call it. Of course, it's very hard to estimate the actual size of a wave when you're the one riding it. What Carlos was grateful for, however, was saving his fellow big wave surfer, Maya Gabeira, who nearly lost her life when the same wave consumed her earlier in the day. Unfortunately, the actual size of this gigantic mystery wave has never been confirmed. What is certain is that Carlos retired with a rich legacy, one spanning over 30 years and with numerous championships to his name. In a sport that's widely dominated by male athletes, Maya Gabeira is a true testament that you don't need to rely solely on power to defeat the high tides. Her impeccable skill and mastery of the ocean waves has earned her bragging rights as the world's best female surfer. In fact, to say that she's the best is an understatement. Maya has battled some of the most formidable waves and won impressive championships along the way, but not without having her fair share of scares and terrifying dances with death. It was in 2013 at the Praia do Norte when Maya attempted to scale a 100-foot wave during one of her early surfs. Unfortunately, she lost her balance and the wave wiped her out. The event came to a standstill. People watched with bated breath as rescue attempt after rescue attempt failed. Maya struggled to keep her head above the water, clearly exhausted by the terrifying impact that had taken place a few seconds ago. She waved frantically to the jet ski support as she felt her strength fading. The first attempt was rendered futile, as Maya didn't have the strength to hold onto the rope dished out by the rescue team. The second attempt failed too, as this time around Maya was completely out of breath. That's when Carlos sprung into action and powerfully swam to where she was. He then managed to pull her to the beach where she could receive medical attention. You would think such a horrific ordeal would deter her from surfing the wild oceans once again, right? Not at all. Barely a few months after her injury, Maya was back again battling the high tides. And in 2020, she cemented her name in the record books by clocking the highest wave surfed in women's history. Maya successfully maneuvered a gigantic 73-foot wave along the same coast that nearly took her life 7 years ago. The feat was so impressive that it bagged her the female world record and the XXL Biggest Wave Award, which goes to show that even when a giant wave smacks you right on your face, never give up on your dreams. At the height of the COVID pandemic, most of us were inclined to stay put in the safety and comfort of our homes. But not for Sebastian Steudtner, who decided to take on an entirely different danger head-on. In October 2020, Sebastian came face-to-face with one of the most terrifying waves in nature along the coast of Praia do Norte, Nazaré, Portugal, well known for its azure skies and breathtaking scenery. But its waves, however, are a completely different animal, the Achilles heel of every professional surfer. Many have plunged to their untimely demise career-wise attempting to ride these high tides. But on that fateful day, Sebastian planned to do things differently, and different he was. A wave nearly as tall and as terrifying as Mount Olympus itself was moving towards the beach with malicious intent. As it boomed destructively towards the coast, it rose in height, peaking at a mind-blowing 86 feet. Sebastian was right on cue. With surfboard abreast, he stood up and faced Goliath before him. But the question on everyone's mind was, could he scale this magnificent display of nature? Naysayers and fans alike were ready to tell the tale of the century. Sebastian rose, and despite feeling the insane might of this powerful wave, especially at the crest, Sebastian persevered. No way he was gonna be knocked down by this behemoth. And rightly so, because once the wave subsided, Sebastian edged his way into the history books, and to date holds the record for the biggest wave ever surfed in history. Now, let us know in the comments section down below what you think about these surfers' amazing feats of bravery. Would you ever attempt to ride such dangerous waves?